Welcome to our Goodwill Industries presentation. We will be going over Goodwill's SWOT analysis, value chain, and performance analysis. Then we will cover Goodwill's strategy formulation and implementation. For the finale, we will discuss the problem Goodwill is facing with the millennials and how to solve that problem.
First, we will go over the SWOT analysis. Goodwill has some excellent strengths of having a large community presence and hiring underprivileged people. Some weaknesses of the company are that all the revenues are dependent on donations that they receive. This is unpredictable. Another weakness is that the company has budget restraints due to its not-for-profit nature. Some opportunities that Goodwill has is that the industry rivalry is low for nonprofits and bargaining power of suppliers are low since suppliers are regular people. Another opportunity is that college students' demographic is a huge one for the company. Many are low on funds and need a cheap place to buy clothes or other needs. Finally, some threat for the company includes the fact that competitors like Plato's Closet pay cash for items and that Goodwill has little online presence. Goodwill's core competency is the reselling of people's donated items. They sell these items at low prices to provide local jobs and help others to be able to afford their necessities. Goodwill's distinctive competency is their job centers throughout the U.S. to help members of the community find jobs. These centers are run based off the income from Goodwill retail stores, and these centers provide both excellent quality and customer service. Goodwill focuses on two corporate strategies, unrelated diversification and horizontal integration. Goodwill is expanding their revenue services through retail, industrial programs, workforce development, and fundraising. By diversifying through these services, Goodwill is increasing their revenue to give back to their job centers. Goodwill's new market and development activities are bringing more community awareness and support. The new market activities all fall in the same value chain and have a good chance of success. Goodwill's generic strategy is cost leadership. By receiving donations, Goodwill can focus on having low cost of merchandise inventory. This is given back to the customers of Goodwill. Goodwill's scope of the target market are families or individuals who need assistance. Goodwill even has incentives for their customers with their already low cost of merchandise. This low cost strategy allows for Goodwill to give back to the communities.
Goodwill Industries is a vertically tall company with several layers in between corporate leadership and staff level employees. Each layer has a small span of control. Horizontally, Goodwill Industries employs a geographic structure. The business is broken up into different regions with names such as Goodwill of Middle Georgia, Goodwill of Northern New England, and Goodwill of the Olympic and Rainier region. Each region has its own board of directors and is led by highly localized members of the community. With individual board of directors, each region is able to focus on its own strengths and weaknesses. Two strategic leadership roles that are well represented by Goodwill management are developing human resources and developing corporate culture. Strategically developing human resources entails identifying skills and knowledge needed for certain jobs to be performed, designing hiring practices so that the right people get hired, and developing training programs to help ensure candidate success. Goodwill accomplishes all of these with their job center and workforce development programs. Next is developing corporate culture. Goodwill's employees strongly identify with the company and take pride in working for Goodwill. Goodwill has strong hiring practices and a set of values that are consistent through every layer of management.
The problem Goodwill is facing is threat of substitute. The reason why Goodwill is facing this problem is because there are many millennials who are in the market for buying used clothing at a discounted price, but a great deal of these people do not choose Goodwill. Plato's Closet offers clothing that is not only brand name, but much better quality because they filter the clothing that they take in. It is less likely to buy an item only to discover it is broken or stained when you are shopping at Plato's Closet rather than Goodwill. As for selling used clothing, millennials who want to get rid of the items they already own will most likely choose Goodwill as a last resort. People want value for their items that are still worth money instead of giving it to someone else to sell. Millennials will post it on a Facebook group to sell or take it to Plato's Closet before donating it to Goodwill, who only offers tax breaks in exchange for unwanted items. There are two potential solutions to this problem. The first solution is Goodwill can provide items that are worthwhile to look through rather than a lot of trash and not much treasure. But the best solution would be that Goodwill can provide better incentives to choose Goodwill when getting rid of unwanted items to add value to their inventory. Millennials are not attracted to the incentives that Goodwill offers for donating because the company only offers tax credits. This is more appealing to those who need to itemize to get the money they owe down on their tax returns. College students and those who are getting their first full-time job are less likely to need tax credits. Providing different incentives, such as earning 25 cents per pound of unwanted clothing and rejecting items that are not worthwhile, may change millennials' minds on buying and selling at Goodwill. Earning money for items on a pound-by-pound basis will entice people with higher quality items to sell to Goodwill, increasing the value of their inventory and bringing in more millennials. Rejecting items that are stained or broken will also increase the value of Goodwill's items, but also improve their reputation and catch more millennials' attention.
This presentation was an analysis of Goodwill Industries. First, we looked at the SWOT analysis of the company, focusing on Goodwill's internal strengths and weaknesses and external opportunities and threats. Next was a value chain analysis and performance analysis. Following this was the strategy formulation and implementation. Finally, we concluded our report with an analysis of the company's major problem of having a threat of substitute and came up with a solution for providing better incentives.